Hi everyone. Today I want to share a topic that is fun, surprising, and honestly a little bit humbling. We often look at the human body or at nature and say things like, why is the eye designed like that? Why do we have wisdom teeth? Why does the knee get injured so easily? It's very easy for us to judge biology and call something a bad design, but many times that looks imperfect or strange actually turns out to be much smarter than we expected. So today, my talk is called The Myth of Bad Design When Biology Proves Smarter Than We Thought. I will share several simple examples, nothing complicated, to show you how biology often solves problems in clever and unexpected ways. Now let's start with human eye. For many years, people said the eye was poorly designed. They said things like, the retina is backwards. There are blind spots. How stupid. But when scientists discussed the eye more closely, they discovered something interesting. Even though the retina looks backward, this design actually protects the visual light sensing cells. These photoreceptor cells need a huge amount of nutrition and oxygen. By placing them close to rich blood supply, the eye keeps them healthy and functioning for life. And say, yes, we do have a blind spot, but your brain automatically fills it in. That's why you never notice it. So, what seems like bad design was actually smart biology focused on long-term reliability, not on looking neat. Now let's move to one of the cutest examples, pandas. Pandas eat almost nothing but bamboo. To hold bamboo, they need a strong grip, but pandas don't have a real thumb like humans. Instead, they have a raised bone that sticks out and acts like a thumb. Some early scientists laughed at this and said, this is terrible design. It looks a word. But modern research shows the opposite. This simple bone works perfectly as a clamp. It helps panda grab bamboo quickly and efficiently. Instead of involving brand new finger, biology refused an old bone and returned it something very useful. This is one of nature's biggest secret. Don't waste energy. Recycle what you already have. So next, now let's talk about something many of us know too well. Wisdom teeth. Most people see wisdom teeth as a problem. They say, why do we even have these? They cause pain and infections. This must be a design mistake. But there's the important thing. Wisdom teeth made perfect sense in the past. Long ago, human diets were much tougher. People ate raw plants, roots, nuts, uncooked meat. This required intense chewing, so humans had larger jaws and needed an extra molars with teeth, wisdom teeth to grind food. But today, our food is cooked, cut, softened. Our jaw have become smaller, but our number of teeth stayed the same. This causes crowding and therefore pain. So wisdom teeth are not a design failure. They are good design for an old lifestyle that no longer matches our modern life. And now let's go to talk about the knee. Something many people complain about. People says, why is the knee so easy to injure? Why didn't biology build a stronger joint? But actually, the knee is a brilliant trade-off. The human need gives us the ability to work long distance, the ability to run, the ability to jump, the ability to climb, and the flexibility to do all kinds of sports. It combines stability and flexibility, which is extremely hard to achieve in engineering. And here's an interesting part. Most knee injury happen in sports like basketball, soccer, and football activities our bodies didn't evolve for. So the knees isn't a weak design, it's a flexible design that allows extraordinary movement. For decades, scientists thought most of our DNA was junk. It didn't code for proteins, so they assumed it had no purpose. People said this DNA is useless. It's bad design. But that changes when the ENCODE project studied DNA in detail. They discovered that the so-called junk DNA actually controls which genes turn on, how cells react to the environment, how the body grows and repairs itself. This junk DNA is like the setting of menu in your phone, invisible but controlling everything. Again, biology wasn't wrong. We were. So, what do all these stories, the eye, the panda thumb, wisdom teeth, the knee, and DNA shows us? First, biology works with trade-off. Nothing is perfect, but everything has a purpose. Second, biology reuses material efficiently. Evolution doesn't start from scratch. It modifies what's already there. Third, biology contains hidden logic. When we study deeper, we often realize the design is smart. We just didn't understand it before. Biology doesn't aim to be perfect, it aims to be efficient, practical, and adaptable. So, what should we take away from all of these examples? The eye, the panda, thumb, wisdom teeth, the knees, and even so-called junk DNA remind us of something important. Sometimes we look at a flaw is a really a clever solution. Sometimes what we call is a mistake is actually a smarter response to a problem we don't fully see. And sometimes we think it's bad design. It's simply our misunderstanding. Biology is not trying to win engineering competition. It's not trying to look perfect on paper. It's trying to make life work day after day, generation after generation, in a world full of limits, challenges, and surprises. And yet, with those limit limits, biology creates solutions are flexible, efficient, creative, and often far better than we expected. But there is a bigger message I hope you remember after today. Biology teaches us humility. When something looks strange or imperfect, instead of saying that's wrong, maybe we should pause and ask, what am I missing? Because over and over again, when we look deeper, we find that nature has already thought about the problem and solved it in a way we never imagined. So the next time you hear someone laughing, a part of the human body, or calling something in nature stupid, you can smile and say, maybe the design isn't bad. Maybe our understanding is just too deep enough yet. If we keep the myth mindset, curiosity before judgment, humility before assumptions, then biology doesn't just teach us about life. It teaches us how to think. And that, I believe, is the smartest design of all. Thank you.